Kia ora guys, gals, and Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome to the first Town Hall of 2018. I hope the music is okay, I hope you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can't, and we'll see if we can sort things out. But so far, everything seems to be running according to plan. I hope that everything is going to be okay today. I'm running the stream in my temporary setup as it is, but hey, I hope that things are going to be working out. We are going to be running with a slight bit of a delay today. We're not going to have it running as fast as we've been able to before, just because I think if we're running it with the fast one, we might not be able to get it rolling in the setup that I have it going in at the moment. So you might see a few issues as we're kind of going throughout the town hall today, but fingers crossed it's going to be okay, just because like I've said in some of my updates before, we're in a temporary setup at the moment, so there is a chance that there's going to be a few drops along the way. Things might be a little bit here and there, but hey, Happy New Year. It's good to have all of you here. If you've never been to a town hall before, essentially this is just a hangout with yourself and myself. You get to ask me some questions, and I'll do my best to answer them as we kind of continue on for the next hour. But I hope everyone's had a really good holiday period. I managed to have a really good one. I had a wedding in between as well, a friend's wedding in Melbourne, which was really awesome. It went super well. It was fantastic. And I've spent a lot of time with family as well, which has been really cool. So it's been a good holiday period for me as well. And I am starting to get back into making more things now. As you know, the schedule has been a bit here and there, and we haven't had any role plays for a long time. And the primary reason behind that is that the role plays take a long time to edit. I know some of you know this, others of you might not, but some of them do take a fair amount of time to get out to you all, and it is much easier for me to produce content like Frost and Rimworld and Cataclysm just because there isn't as much editing involved. So essentially there's just one process involved with that, which is the recording. The editing side of things is a lot easier. It's just adding some music, changing things here or there, whereas obviously with the role plays there's a lot more to them, but you'll have to be excited because they're going to be coming back. I don't know why I turned into Christopher Walken there for a second. It happens occasionally. It's a problem that I have. I'm trying to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. We'll see if we can get there in the end. But they are going to be coming back. Things should be getting a little bit more normal, I guess you could say, as we go into next week. I should be moving back into my regular setup soon, which will be good. Means that things are going to be running according to plan, which is going to be nice, because I always get antsy when things are off schedule, because I know, as someone who watches a lot of YouTube, how frustrating it is, you know, sitting there waiting for something to come out and it's not there. So apologies for the lack of things. Rolando, I was going to call you Ronaldo, but Rolando, we should be getting Leon back this weekend. Now, it's going to be a shorter episode for Leon, but it's essentially going to establish the next step for him as to what's going on, because those of you who have seen the previous episode will know that there was a fall of sorts. He took a little bit of a tumble, so yeah, there we go. But thank you to everyone who has understood. I would love to be able to keep on creating things over the holiday period, but unfortunately just didn't have the means to do it this year, unfortunately. But what can I say? What can I say? Some good news going ahead. In February, I'm going to be moving. It's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I'm very excited about it, because the space that I'm moving into is going to kind of be similar to what the setup that I had in Toronto was. So it's good for all of you. It's good for all of you, because it means that essentially I can create more things with less kind of interruptions or things like that. So yeah, Ray, I think you're right. It was a little tumble. So yeah, what can we say? So if anyone has any questions, please do fire them at me. I'll do my best. I'll do my best to answer them. The Ranting English, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the latest episode of Zealand. It was a mammoth episode. It was like 2 hours plus. Obviously, because a lot of things went down in that episode, and we are essentially going to be picking up next week right where we left off. And well, there are some things that got to happen like quite quickly. So yeah. SPQR, yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about it. It's going to be cool. It means that, I mean, it's like the little things. When I'm going to be in my own space, I'm going to be able to soundproof it a lot better than what I currently have. Right now, you'll see a lot of echo going on in the background, just because, like, this is the temporary setup at the moment, so there's a lot of echo, there's a lot of walls for things to bounce off, but yeah. Band Angel, the beard is progressing well. I haven't done too much to trim it lately. I do need to give it a bit of a trim because, you know, it gets a bit unruly. But what can I say? Having a beard during summer, oh man, it isn't easy. It isn't easy because it's been like a year. Well, no, it's been like 2 years since I've had a proper summer because I missed the last New Zealand summer by going straight into the Canadian winter. And yeah, needless to say, I'm not used to all this heat. It's taken a toll on my body. And last time it kind of rolled around to summer, I shaved my beard off entirely. So yeah. Takes a bit of getting used to. What can I say? Gallig, it's good to have you here, Gallig. You're still rolling around in the background. We have Gallig the guard who's patrolling the halls, but Gallig himself proper has arrived. So congratulations and thank you for making it. Yeah. Darksaber, well, I wouldn't be able to essentially put that down as to like where Leon would fit into a pack because he's never really been part of one. So we don't know for certain where he kind of falls on that spectrum. Yeah. Go Gaming, we are going to have the Fallout 4 roleplay kicking off in the month of January. So essentially what's going to happen is that once I get back into my regular setup, I'm going to get the schedule rolling as per normal, and from there I'm going to attempt to get that roleplay into the schedule. I might have to shuffle things around, might have to remove a few episodes of something here or there, but yeah, what can we say? What can I say? It's coming, and it's going to be good. I know, it's been a long time since I kind of announced it and wanted to do it, but yeah, it's one of those strange things of trying to keep up with a weekly schedule and trying to introduce something new at the same time can be a little bit on the difficult side. What can I say? Seeking Sovngarde is on hold still as well, but I have a pretty interesting idea with what we're going to do when that comes back. It's going to be quite different from anything else that we've done in Skyrim so far, so I feel like it's going to introduce a new look at Skyrim as well. It's going to be a very different kind of Skyrim to what we have experienced before, so I'm excited to see how it is taken and whether or not it's going to be possible for me to do everything that I want to do with it modding wise, because I know that when we did oh no, names are starting to leave my head. Oh well, it's gone. It wasn't Manus. Is it Manus? No, you're all gonna crucify me for this, but yeah. So essentially that playthrough, yeah, we pushed things pretty far, and I don't think we could have pushed them much further than that. But yeah, Band Angel, still snow outside. Yeah, I mean, I would go for some snow right now. Honestly, I would go for some snow because I can't get things cold here. And I've got the window open at the moment, but I very rarely have it open when I'm recording. And it makes a massive difference once it is actually closed, because essentially the room just becomes a cook pot. Isn't super pleasant. Yeah. Let's see. Dylan, your Seeking Sovngarde series has inspired me to create a version of it for myself. That's fantastic. I feel like it's a really interesting way to play those games, because it does kind of force you to be a lot more careful with those. Yeah. Ah, Raina, this is the first time, yeah, well, the funny thing is as well, is if this is the first time you've seen me, it's probably the first time you've heard my normal voice as well, which is quite different from Leon's and everyone else. Nick, it's good to see that you were able to make it, my friend. I thought I did see you earlier on, but it's good to see that you are in there as well. Let's see, alright, I've got to trying to get through some of these. 10, what kind of character can we expect for the Dark Brotherhood roleplay? Someone unexpected and someone established in the lore. That's all I'll say. Yeah. Crazy Spanish guy. On the topic of narrative Let's Plays, I'd like to recommend you a Polish narrative Let's Player named Mahu. Okay. Alright, cool. I don't think I've seen Mahu before, but I will check Mahu out. And, because, I mean, I love Devon. Devon's just fantastic. So, definitely will check that out. Thank you, Crazy Spanish guy. Morning to you, Red Meadow. It is kind of morning here still as well. It's 10 a.m. in New Zealand at the moment, so Yep. Still well, it's not super early here. I mean, obviously 10 a.m. isn't, but during the holiday period, your sleep schedules usually go all over the place. So yeah. Duck, that 50k. Yeah, so myself and Triton Wolf, we plan to do a 50,000 subscribers special video. We recorded it. We got to editing, and I might release it off the channel. I might release it through the Discord potentially. I'll release it as an unlisted video. Yeah. It is, it's interesting to say the least. I think Triton can back me up on it. It is, I don't think it's quite what we'd want to have on the channel, but there are some funny moments to it, but essentially everything that we tried to do with it just went horribly wrong. Horribly? Horribly wrong. Horribly isn't a word, but I'm going to keep on creating them today, because once I get even the slightest bit tired, my ability to talk just goes way out. Church, what's up? Good to see you. Hey. Let's see, Mist Gaming. With 2018, do you think there are any new roleplays? Okay, so one new roleplay that we have coming up, and it all depends on when the actual game releases. But there is a game releasing in January that I am going to be doing a full roleplay of. It's not a ginormous game in terms of like the length it will be. I don't think it'll be an incredibly long series. I think it could be at least like half a year maybe. So, I mean, I guess I'd say relatively long. But it is different. Yeah. Triton. It's interesting to say the least, right? Yeah. But so this new game, I won't say what it is just yet because I want to see it released before I make any announcements about it. Before I start teasing it, because I'd hate you to get excited now and then have the development, you know, put it on hold for a long time. So, yeah. What can I say? Ray, the Stalker RP, the Russian accent is terrible, so I'd have to try and come up with some other reason for my character to not be Russian, but then that could also be interesting, because then that means I wouldn't, sorry, we had an earthquake then for a second, I know, I just kicked the desk. Yeah, I think we'd have to do a character that doesn't speak Russian, so it would be interesting, because then whenever anyone is speaking Russian in game, we wouldn't actually be able to understand them, so, yeah. I don't know how that would work with some quest, with us actually talking. Maybe it's a thing where they understand English, but we don't understand Russian. So who knows? Who knows? We might be able to make that work. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Yeah. It could be kind of like Star Wars, when everyone just talks in their own language. And, yeah. Maybe it's like that. Okay, so Go Gaming. 1, 2, 3. What do I think about Logan Paul? I almost don't want to talk about it. Because I feel like there are two terrible things that have come out of this, scenario. Obviously, everything that he did was wrong. I feel like that was a massive mistake. There should be repercussions for it. I think there will be. But at the end of the day, what I think has annoyed me more is essentially the cash grab that's happened afterwards. And I don't want to think it's a cash grab, but at the same time, a lot of YouTube does jump on drama, and I would hate to just label this as drama, but the fact that so many people are making their thoughts videos on Logan Paul, a lot of that, well, I mean, I want to believe that they're doing it for a good reason. I believe that they want to share their opinion. That could be the case, but I feel like a lot of it is just down to people going, okay, this is a drama, I can jump on this, it's clickable, there is a lot of attention going to this right now, so they're creating these videos because they know they're going to get a lot of traction, because, yeah, I think it's the same thing. And that's why I personally haven't done anything. And I mean, I know I'm saying it now, but I feel like saying it in amongst a much larger live stream is okay. But the 5-minute videos that people have been uploading, which is essentially them saying what everyone else has been saying so far, everyone's condemned it. Everyone's condemned his actions, and yeah, I mean, I think giving any more attention to it is purely, it's creating more awareness. I feel like there are a lot of people who didn't even know who he was before this, but, well, there you go. That's more traction. So, yeah. What can I say? I'm not impressed with it, and I'm not impressed with the people that have jumped on afterwards. Maybe they're not even aware that they're helping further the problem, because they are. And that's unfortunate, but hey, what can I say? Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to something a little bit happier. because that's not a super happy topic, and yeah. Okay, all right. Let's see. What do we have? Crazy Spanish Guy. When I develop an RP for a character, do I have a defining mindset from the start? It's a bit of both. I like to have a motivation in mind, but I do like to allow the game to influence the actions of the character as much as possible. I think that's super important when role-playing, is to not get stuck in a story idea, to allow the world to kind of change and influence it. I mean, Leon's Tale in the finale, what we've just seen recently, the mid-season finale, that was a spur-of-the-moment thing for me. I didn't plan that. That was something that hit me while I was role-playing, and I kind of allowed that to influence, because it was just born from a thought in my mind. I was thinking, what happens if you fail? I'm being as, not ambivalent, no, I'm trying to keep disguising my words as much as possible so I don't give away any spoilers there, but yeah. I'm Harvey Wood. This is the Town Hall. It is essentially a hangout where we hang out. You get to ask me some questions, I get to answer those, etc. So yeah, have fun. And you can talk to everyone else that's in the comments as well. There is also a bit of a discussion going on the Discord channel as well at the same time. I do recommend you check that out. The link for that is in the description. The Discord is an incredible place full of amazing people, and there's a really, really awesome community that we have there. So I do recommend that you check that out. So yeah. I hope this is working okay, because like I got so used to us having the non-delayed version, but because I'm actually kind of running this on wireless, I didn't want to admit that at first. I'm running this on wireless because I have no wide connection in this room. I didn't want to push things too hard. So yeah, so far it's working, it's stable, we've been able to talk, so that's a good thing in my book. So I didn't want to kind of test the network by going with the zero delay version. Alright, let's see. Intergalactic, yep, XCOM is going to be continuing. It's going to be coming back with the other role plays, which is looking like it's probably going to be next week or the week afterwards. It just depends on when I'm moving all of this equipment, essentially. Once I'm moving that into the new space, it means I'll have my kind of full work day to work on those, and we'll be able to get those out to you. The reason I've just been kind of focusing more on Frost and on RimWorld and other things like that is because I can create them faster, so I can kind of keep them, you know, coming out so that you all have something to watch still. And I hope that you guys are enjoying Frost. Frost has been doing really, really well, surprisingly well on the channel. So thank you for the support for that series so far. It's been a hell of a lot of fun to create. So yeah, there we go. Let's see. Ray, Telltale's Walking Dead collection came out, replayed all seasons, sitting here. Yeah, I mean, I love them. I think Telltale did a fantastic job with that whole series of games, and I feel like the next season that comes out we'll definitely be covering here on the channel, because New Frontier was a hell of a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and I enjoy having discussions with you all as we're kind of going along. That might be a kind of game that could be good for live streaming, now that I think about it, because then we can kind of almost be playing it together, and I could kind of try and explain my decisions as we're playing along. So watch out for that one. That might be one we can live stream, because I'm always looking for games that we can live stream, so I think that could work. Yeah, I could like it. I haven't played Divinity Original Sin 2. Triton keeps on trying to get me to play it. I think I would love it. I think I'd maybe love it too much, and that's why I haven't touched it, so yeah. Yeah, the emotion that Frost brings out me, I mean, it's intense. I mean, I feel like it's like that in any kind of primitive game. It really does like push me to some pretty intense places with adrenaline. Let's see, Crazy Spanish Guy, are books your fancy? If so, what genre? I love sci-fi. I absolutely love sci-fi, and I've just, as of yesterday, finished reading Andy Weir's Artemis. So Andy Weir was the guy who wrote The Martian. I absolutely freaking loved that book, and Artemis is unbelievably good. His writing style is just really, really interesting to me, because I feel like I'm always learning something while I'm reading his books, because the science is just so well done. Like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, if you haven't read any of those, I highly recommend that you read them. Even if you've seen The Martian, I recommend you read the book, just because the humor is the same, and Yeah, it's really, really cool. If I had to say one favorite book of all time, it would be Semper Mars. Semper Mars is my favorite sci-fi book of all time. It's part of a whole massive series of books. Who is it written by? Ian someone. Oh god, I've forgotten his name now because it's a pseudonym, so I forgot it. But yeah, Semper Mars, unbelievable book. So there we go. There's 2 books recommended. Yeah. So I didn't actually have a Rycon Recommends for this town hall, but there we go. There's my Rycon Recommends for this month. It is going to be both Artemis and Semper Mars. So check them out if you haven't already. And if anyone in the comments has actually, or rather in the chat, has read either of those, I'd love to know, because it's so good, so good. Have I played the game Dead State? I've had a little bit of a play around with it before. Triton's has it, and I've seen it on his. Ian Douglas, thank you, Nick. Have you read them? Oh, maybe because I recommended them. I'm not sure now. Yes, and yeah, okay. Thank you to both Nick and Triton. Well done, well done. Okay, so questions from the Discord server. Do I know the game Fade to Silence? I feel like I know the name, but I don't know the game. Yeah. Don't know. Not sure. The Martian is as cool as the movie. It doesn't stray too far from the book. Yeah, I feel like they did a really good representation. It was an awesome screen to movie kind of transition. Yeah, so good. And I really hope that they're going to do the same thing for Artemis, because I think it would make an amazing film. It's great. It's just so much fun. And also, I'd just be interested to see how that style of writing goes into a film, because he writes from the first perspective, so that kind of also ends up being, interesting, seeing that transition to film. I feel like it worked really well with The Martian, and I feel like it'll work really well with Artemis as well, but it'll just be different from the book reading experience. Yeah. Alright, what have we got? State of Decay? Yeah, I've played through State of Decay, and I've actually wanted to do a series in there. I actually wanted to do a follow-up series to Project Zomboid. So I have a character in that, Nicholas Miller. He had a brother, Daniel Miller. I wanted to do Daniel's story in State of Decay. I've still played around with the idea of that, but I'm thinking I might try and see what State of Decay 2 is going to be like, because that is in the works at the moment, so yeah. Parry, are you trolling me about Boogie? Because I haven't seen anything about that on Twitter, so Parry might be trolling. Could people check up on that? Because I follow Boogie, and that would not be cool, my friend. So can we check up on that? Can someone have a look, just so I can put my mind at rest? Because yeah. Go Gaming, we haven't done vlogs for a long time, but we want to try and bring them back. It's essentially down to a time thing more than anything. Because I'm pushing out as much as I am on the channel, I haven't had as much time to edit, but we'll see where that goes. Scarlet Takes has been dead for a while, unfortunately, but we're going to do something about that. Parry, you're a dick. Thank you, Ray. Oh dear. Did he, or did he not? Anyway, we're gonna move along for now. So, yeah. Oh, maybe, yeah. Oh dear. Okay. Anyway, yeah. You've been watching the stream screen for the past 22 minutes? Oh no, we're like, what? Oh, you're watching the stream screen or Steam screen? Not sure. Seba, yeah, don't worry. All the roleplays are coming back. Yeah, they haven't been on for a while because I have been away. I've been in this temporary setup, and I haven't been able to spend as much time at my station, which means I haven't been able to edit as much. So that's the primary reason. So yeah, there we go. Okay. God damn it. Oh dear. One moment, everybody. Okay. Done. Gone. Bam. Dealt with. So, anyway, back in the world of the living. It's a rumor been floating around Facebook and Reddit. Seen it, nothing to confirm it. Okay, cool. Alright, all good. Anyway, we can move on from that for now anyway, so, yeah. Sorry about going silent, I'm just trying to catch up. Let's see. Are we planning to roleplay any new games in the future, or perhaps D&D? It could be interesting to do another style of pen and paper game on the channel. Something that I might look into. We might have to try and do that in a live format, though, just because of the sometimes edit time that goes into things. So, yeah. What's my favorite game of all time? That's a real tough one. Hey Dan, I'm just thinking about what my favorite game is. That is a really, really tough one. I mean, usually I would say Cataclysm, because I feel like it is my favorite game of all time. But that's a tough one. That is a really tough one. I don't know. Not sure. And I also don't know why a whole heap of the text has now gone black. That's strange. Go ahead and refresh this. We're having a few technical difficulties today, but be nice if I could refresh this. Apparently I can't. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull my other chat on, because that should work theoretically. Don't mind me while I play around with things. So we are going to see some other things just floating around for a while. You're going to be able to see what the moderators have been up to. So, yeah, you can catch that. Ghost text. I know it was ghost text, right? I don't know what's going on with that. Will Logan do Mothership Zeta? I'd like to say he would, because I would want to see what his reaction is to it. But at the same time, Mothership Zeta is dangerous because that puts such a, I guess, like powerful weapon into your hands, and yeah. That's dangerous. So I feel like I'd have to try and come up with a way for Logan to, if he did, to lose control of it, because it is a incredibly powerful weapon. So yeah. My Christmas was really good. I ate a ton of food, so yeah, that should be fine. We'll go ahead and show that. Yeah, I had a really, really good Christmas, and ate way too much food. Way too much, so yeah. How long will we stream for? Well, we go for an hour, so we're almost halfway through. And usually when we get to the halfway point of this, that is when we announce our Legionnaire of the Month. And essentially, the Lotum, the Legionnaire of the Month, is someone who has gone above and beyond. And last month, that was Dante Winchester. So Dante is actually going to stay up there. I got my thing mirrored. He's going to stay up there because we are going to be announcing a Legionnaire of the Year. We're not going to be doing it today, however. We are going to be having a tournament to decide who is going to be the Legionnaire of the Year. Now, all of the Legionnaires of the month I have called out to, and I am organizing a bout of sorts, a tournament where they're going to be taking on one another one-on-one until there is only one left standing. And that person will be crowned the Legionnaire of the Year. But we're still putting that into works, and information about that will be coming out very, very soon. So, yeah, there we go. Asher, does Charlotte watch Zealand, and if so, how does she feel? She doesn't actually watch it. I tell her. I tell her as we're driving places, and she nods her head and goes, okay, all right, okay. And she puts up with me speaking for hours on ends about it, but, yeah. Red Wolf, will I ever do multiplayer games with my friends? Potentially, depending on what the games are. I feel like I was thoughting, that's a thinking of doing something like that recently, but I can't remember what game it was now, actually. So, yeah. Let's see. Phoenix Sunstar, are there any plans for a non-Frost Fallout 4 roleplay? Yeah, so that's the one that I've had in works for a while. I've had a movie that I've been putting together, which essentially is going to be a prequel for it, but have had zero time to edit it, or have had not a lot of time, rather. So there we go. John, welcome to the Town Hall. I'm glad you like the community. They're a fantastic group of people. The Legion is very welcoming and very protective of their own. So, yeah, you're in a good place. You're in a very, very good place. Let's see, Band Angel. If I could make any video game into a movie, what would it be? That's a tough one. I feel like I would go back to Cataclysm. I'd love to see Cataclysm as a film, but have like the actual lore of it fleshed out a bit more. Oh yes, Star Citizen. Yeah, so me and Triton, we were talking about Star Citizen, but that wouldn't just be us playing. That would actually be a full-on roleplay. So I'm a massive, massive fan of Star Citizen, and obviously the game itself is still a little ways off from completion. Squadron 42 is going to be a while until it comes out, but yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, and that probably could be the first kind of co-op roleplay that I've done. So yeah. Jonas, we will be doing a Zealand catch-up episode, so when we kind of come to this chapter that we're on now, chapter 7, that is the final chapter in this season. When we pick up season 2, we will have a catch-up kind of in between, which is essentially going to be me narrating everything that's happened so far, and I might actually do it in character as well, so I might try and, you know, pretend that we've got a handy cam and I'll be doing it in character as to everything that's happened so far. So yeah, we got that to look forward to. Although, actually, after the most recent episode, it might be a little difficult to do it in character because I'm going to have certain certain things wrong with me. I won't say too much. I won't give anything else away. Yeah. Dylan, do I have any tips for aspiring voice actors? I would say listen to as many different voices as you can, because those are going to be your inspiration for voices. Whenever I do a voice for a character, I have a person in mind that I'm emulating, or at least a few people in mind that I'm emulating, because when you're doing like a number of them, it's very easy to just slip between them or not to have one that's defined and almost a character in itself. But yeah, I feel like when you are creating a character, when you're creating a voice, it is almost like drawing someone. So yeah. Yeah, it's like drawing someone in a sense. So you want the character to be unique. In the last update video, I said there was some oh my god, that's a technical difficulty. I did have some technical difficulties with Zealand. It was also incredibly long. It was incredibly long, and the way that I render audio files is I do them all separately, and they take an hour at a time. So that was 4 hours of rendering for that alone, and I wasn't anticipating them to be so long. Yeah, so that's why the difficulties were more down to that than anything else. Yeah, you think I'm having a sync issue? I think it's not running. If that's what you're talking about, I turned it off earlier, so it's not going to overflow. It should be fine. Yeah. Sorry, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. My humor, my jokes, no good. No good. Let's see. Crazy Spanish guy. In a sci-fi setting, what do you find the most important for world building? Oh, right. Okay, for world building. I mean, having a really good grip on the technology, because that's what makes it sci-fi, right? Understanding how that technology works and not, you know, having to kind of like work back on anything. It's like know exactly how whatever it is that does make it a sci-fi, know how that works in and out, and I feel like that's what's also really interesting. So yeah, dive into that. I mean, that's the thing that I find most interesting in sci-fi is the different kinds of technology and how they work. Also, especially if it's not too far future, how it's very similar to our own and explaining those kind of differences in a sense. But it's hard to do that sometimes without making it just sound like you're just dumping a whole heap of information on the person. It's not easy. I mean, I do not envy writers, because it is not an easy thing to do. I've done more writing than I've ever done in my life for Zealand and for the book itself, and it has been a task. It's been a task, but it's been enjoyable in the same sense, because I've been able to explore a universe that I have created and been able to essentially just add more width and depth to it, which is awesome, but at the same time very, very challenging for me, because I'm not a writer. Everything I do is up here, and that can be challenging sometimes to translate to paper. But yeah, it's been a challenge, but it's been a hell of a lot of fun at the same time. All right, let's see. Have I watched The Expanse? No, I haven't, and I haven't read. No. So I haven't yet, but it's something that is on my list of things to do. Speaking of sci-fi, though, the first episode of season 4 of Black Mirror is so good. I think I'm up to the 3rd episode now of Black Mirror, season 4, But that first one, the USS Callister, was just so good. It was such a good concept, and I just love the way that they twist that around. Do you guys just hear me talking about the Lotum? Yeah, it is past Lotum time, but there isn't a Lotum for this, because the Lotum for this month will be the Legionnaire of the Year. So there isn't any Lotum for this month. So I apologize for the letdown, but that does mean that Dante gets to stay up there a little bit longer. So yeah, hope he feels good about that. Do I ever think of doing something on our channel that isn't a roleplay? Well, I feel like RimWorld and, in a sense, Cataclysm, they're not my traditional roleplays, right? Those are me playing, I've got the face cam and everything, so, and even Frost. Frost isn't a, well, I guess it is still a roleplay, isn't it? I can't get away from it, because I love to roleplay characters, but, I mean, those are series in which I'm talking, I'm controlling the character, and that's why, so, yeah. Band Angel, the Doom Marine's voice, yeah. Even that unedited, that's something that I need to warm up for. And by warm up, I mean I actually need to shout to get enough grit into my voice. So yeah. Yes. Right. Favorite sci-fi universe? That's tough. I'm gonna go with Star Wars. I don't want to open up a can of worms with that, but I'll just say that for now. Joe, have I ever thought about doing a Let's Relax with Dwarf Fortress? Yeah, I'd like to, but I'm just not very good. That's the problem. I'm not very good at Dwarf Fortress. It's one of those things that I didn't learn. I mean, you can learn more as you're playing, but I feel like there are so many good YouTubers out there already that I don't know how much I would be contributing to it, because I would be someone that's not very good at Dwarf Fortress, playing Dwarf Fortress, so I feel like I'm okay at RimWorld, and plus it's easy enough for me to grasp, so that's why I feel like it's okay for me to play that. And I feel like I understand Cataclysm pretty well, but I still make basic mistakes all the time, so yeah. But yeah, right, Nick. Dwarf Fortress is the least relaxing game. That's true. I would want to do something in adventure mode. That's something that I did want to do for a long time. That's something that I still want to do, but yeah. Wasteland Gypsy, what do I think of the first female Doctor Who? I'm a massive Doctor Who fan, but I haven't seen the last season, so I haven't watched the Christmas special yet. And I know that's terrible, but it was just a timing thing, really. It took such a long time for the previous season to come out that I just haven't had time to kind of slot it in there. So I'm going to go ahead, watch all of that, and then I'm going to watch the Christmas special. And Jodie Whittaker's an amazing actress, so I'm excited to see what she's going to be able to do with it. So, yeah, I'm excited to being able to get to watch the Christmas special. I know that Charlotte, she wants to just watch it right away, but I do want to watch the other stuff first. So I think she's going to go ahead, she's going to watch that, and yeah, we'll see. You're right, Atu Ray, it is going to be the 100th episode of Cataclysm, the next episode. The next episode? It's happening again. It's happening. The next episode. Yeah, it is going to be a special episode, because I think something important is going to be happening in it as well. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, Nick. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe I'll allow it. I'll talk to the other Lotums about it, but there is a chance that if you are unable to attend the Legionnaire of the Year bout, you can name a champion in your stead. Interesting. I know we have a few Lotums in the chat right now. Sound off. Let me know what you think of that as a decision. So, yeah. Jonas, Kingdom Come Deliverance looks like an incredible game, and Oh, has my voice gone weird? It looks like an incredible game. I've wanted to do a roleplay of it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to because of the voice. So we might end up just doing like a regular kind of playthrough of it, because I'm still excited. It looks like an awesome game. So I think it is something that we're going to play, but it might not be a full-on roleplay where I'm voicing the character, just because the character is already voiced, and I don't know how easy it will be for me to remove that character's voice. Like Fallout 4, that's easy enough to do. Outlast 2, it was easy enough for me to do, because you never actually see the character's face talking, whereas you see it, yeah, before. So, alright, Triton's 4, okay. Alright, so we might be able to do this. I'd like to hear from some of the other Lotums in the chat before we make a final decision on where the champions will be allowed. Yeah, okay, I think that needs to be a good stipulant, or good stipulation that Gallic has made there. The champions can't be super good, so they can't have a huge amount of experience. And beyond Triton, I don't know anyone else that has a huge amount of experience. And Triton is a Lotum, but he's going to be essentially the final task. So there will be a Legionnaire of the Year, but I feel like it would almost be unfair if Triton could contend in it normally. But it can only be if you can't attend, so you can't name a champion and then still make it along. Yes, I have heard of gorillas. I love gorillas. Also, is Logan any good at singing? Yeah, I'd say he's okay at singing. Yeah. Scott. See, I have some experience in it, so I don't know if I could, but Scott, you can name someone to be your champion, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, it's so hot in here. I'm sweltering. I got a great big fan next to me, but I can't turn it on because it would deafen you all, so that won't be so good. Okay, let's see. Right, so fighting here, we never have actually had one of these bouts, but essentially what it's going to be, and I'll announce it here first, I know some of you already know what it is, but we're going to be using the game Jedi Academy, and we're going to be doing a duel process, where we are going to have the Legionnaires of the month, who are people who have been selected every single month. Some of them have been nominated, some of them have just been picked out by me, of being like exemplar, you know, Legionnaires, people who have gone above and beyond during that month. So what we're doing is we're getting them together and we're having a duel essentially. So they're going to be fighting one-on-one with lightsabers, and the winner will be crowned the Legionnaire of the Year. So that's essentially how it's going to go. So yeah, and the reason that I've chosen Jedi Academy is because it has gone open source and it is free to play now. So yeah, there we go. That's essentially the long and short of it. Reyna, definitely going to do something with Bannerlord. I've been waiting for Bannerlord my entire life, it feels like. So yeah, we are definitely going to be doing something with that when it comes out, and it'll be a hell of a lot of fun. I used to play Jedi Academy a huge amount back in the day. Me and Triton used to be in a guild back in our high school years, and we've spent many hours in that game in the past, so yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Triton has the game itself. It is completely free, so he's going to be able to trade those out or trade them, send them out to everyone. So what I'm going to try and do is create somewhere on the Discord channel for us to be able to communicate. I'm trying to figure out the best place, either that or if I could just get everyone's emails, that'll be the easiest way to do it. So I'll try and track that down so that I can just send them out to everyone. And that'll just be the easiest way for us to communicate, because right now I'm kind of communicating to everyone across Facebook, Twitter, and the Discord, so it would be good to have a central place for us to be able to chat, so we'll see how that goes. Mr. K, you're right, there is a huge fireplace behind me, and that is making me incredibly hot, and that's right. Dan, there isn't a specific date as of yet, but I'm going to try and make it in the weekend, so it's probably going to be not this weekend, but next weekend. So I will have more specific details about that very, very soon. Essentially, over the next few days, I'm going to be putting out a date, or at least 2 dates to all of you, to try and see what's going to work best. But yeah, well, hopefully the majority of you are going to be able to make it. It's also time as well. We need to get a time zone that kind of fits in with everyone's different times. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll be able to get something that works well. Yeah, that would be good. So what we'll do is we're going to create a Discord text channel, and that's where we're going to be able to put the announcements. Anyone that can't use Discord for whatever reason, I'm still going to be able to contact outside. Pardon me, outside of Discord. So yeah, don't worry. If you're not on there, if you can't be contacted on there, I will contact you outside. Game of Thrones spin-off. I would be interested by that. I would be interested. I think if anything, they'd probably end up doing some prequels. I mean, I can't wait for the finale, but it's still a long way off, so yeah. Electric babies? Okay, Electric Babies. Have I thought about playing the Dragon Age series on the channel? I've thought about it in the past. I do really like the Dragon Age games, but I'm not 100% sure whether or not they would fit well now. Not sure. I mean, I feel like we could play the first one relatively well and still be able to like voice over the character, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. Ethan, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, if everything goes okay, we are going to have the next Leon's Tale out this weekend. And as I said, it's going to be a slightly shorter episode, but essentially that's going to kind of cover what's happening to Leon during this fall, so to speak. So it's going to be between 15 to 20 minutes long, so it's not going to be a very, very long episode, but it's still going to be content heavy, and some pretty big things are going to go down in it, so yeah. Zelda, I'm glad you've been able to make it. I try and keep the times around about the same, but obviously I couldn't have this one on the 1st, unfortunately, because, well, New Year's. But, yeah, I try and keep them around the 1st as much as possible, or at least the last day of the month. But, yeah. I have heard of Voices from the Dark. Yes, I have. I'm actually subscribed to him. I haven't watched too much of his stuff, but I stay subscribed to just see, you know, what he's doing, see what's going on. But I'll have to make sure that I actually do give him a proper watch sometime soon. Apologies, just reading through, making sure I'm not missing anything here. Oh, wow. Yeah, Poopy comments, Space Station 13 is amazing. I've actually tried to play it a few times, and I'm terrible. I'm absolutely atrocious at that game. But, yeah, I watch a lot of Space Station 13, actually, so I watch a fair amount of it on YouTube. But it's such a good game. Such a good game. A hell of a lot of fun. But I'm just... I'm not robust enough to play that game, I think. I'd have to do a lot of it underneath a pseudonym for a while before I got to be any good at it, because, yeah. But, I mean, it's a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, I really enjoy it, especially on the kind of more roleplay-heavy servers. But, yeah. Dragon Dew, I'm really excited about The Last of Us 2. Really, really excited. That wouldn't be something that I would have on the channel, just because it's got to be a console game, but I'm certainly going to be playing through it. More than likely playing through it with Triton. Yeah, Nick, I don't know if I could ever do a Let's Relax of Space Station 13. I would like to try and do something eventually, right? I think it'd be a hell of a lot of fun, just because it is... I mean, it's a great game, but I'd need to get a hell of a lot more robust before I record it. Yeah, I need to get a PhD first. I'll get a PhD in Space Station 13, and then we'll talk about making a series. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it can be fun when you suck at it as well, but I guess I just need to get the basic control scheme down first before I do anything else. Yeah. Well, it seems like this town hall has been working out pretty well so far. I know things are pretty laggy, like my webcam is laggy. It's probably slightly out of sync as well, because of this temporary setup that I'm in, but I'm kind of glad that we've still been able to have it. I was nervous that it wasn't even going to work, so I'm glad that it has, because it's a good way to start off the month. At least for me, it's a good way to start off the month, to be able to touch base with everyone, kind of let you all know what we're going to be doing, what direction the channel's going in, and where we're going from here. The Fighting Fantasy book series. I have not heard of it before. No. It's a roleplay game in a book. That's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah. What will happen when the Zealand series ends? Will we restart the playthrough? I don't know if it will end. Because right now we're going to be going into Season 2, and we're in a bit of debate about whether or not we're going to have a time skip in it. There might be some sorts, but it's still open as of yet, what we're going to be doing with that. So it's certainly not ending. There's definitely going to be a Season 2, so yeah. I mean, Gallig, I'm glad that there isn't any lag. Yeah, I guess it's on my end there's lag, so yeah. Cottrell, the Zealand episode this time was a mess, in the best kind of way possible. It ended in a big old mess, so yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, what can I say? Dan, the Dark Brotherhood roleplay will most likely come along once I have the other roleplays back up and running. So once Fallout 3 and Skyrim are running again on a weekly basis, we'll be adding that into the schedule. So, yeah, that's the home. Zealand never ends. Zealand never changes. War never ends. War never changes. Yeah, my mind was trying to do something then, didn't quite work out. But nope, you still got more Zealand. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm always trying to find a way to make it better, and I want to go into season 2, just having it be better in general. So yeah. Well, the Ranting English. This chapter certainly ends in a way. I won't say what kind of way it ends in, but yeah, there we go. Zelda. It's usually the same time. I post the times on Twitter and Facebook. There is like a little image that I post that has all the different time zones. So if you head on over to my Facebook or my Twitter, both of those are in the description, you'll be able to see that and under what's been recently posted. And all the time zones there. Well, at least as many as possible. I would like to do Misery Stalker. I would like to do it, but I don't know. Yeah, it's purely just the accent that puts me off. Because I know I'm not very good at it. Yeah, I feel like if I put the time aside to get really good at it, then I would probably be able to do that. So yeah. No, Cryos, the Fallout 4 roleplay is definitely coming out this month as well. So you've got that to look forward to. As to how they're all going to fit into the schedule, we'll see. We'll see. Some things are going to have to shift around, because right now the schedule is essentially full, so I'm going to have to move some things around to make it work. So some things might lose an episode here or there, because right now we have quite a few episodes of other things, so we'll see. And there might even be an alternating pattern. I've just noticed that there is a spider on my desk. It's just a little chill spider. He's just hanging out, having a good time. Little jumping one. Hello, guy. How's it going? He's just watching me. Strangely enough. Must be an Animorph. Yeah. Favorite Dragon Ball Z move? It's got to be the Kamehameha. Yeah. I know it's basic, right? It's basic. Oh, he's on the go. Hello. You just don't go too far, otherwise Charlotte's gonna kill me. I need to keep you in sight. I need to make sure that I get rid of you. Does it hurt doing Leon's voice? No, like, Leon's voice doesn't hurt me too much, but it does take a while to actually get into his voice, because his voice is a lot deeper than my natural voice is, so I do have to contort my, like, face down. Like, I mean, that's one thing, right? So when I'm talking normally, and then I just lower my face, it already starts to lower my voice because it's contracting my voice box a bit, so it already goes down an octave, but I'm still talking in a Kiwi accent, so it sounds weird. But that's the start of that. So, I mean, talking like this the whole time can kind of, you know, it can do your neck in a little bit, but that's one way to get a lower octave in your voice. So to go down is just to go like this, so yeah. But yeah, the Doom Guy destroyed me, because the Doom Guy is doing that, so going down like this, and then shouting at the top of your lungs. Just shouting as loud as you possibly can, because how can you not? Like, the Doom Guy just, that's what he does, so yeah. What can I say? It's a hell of a lot of fun. I haven't watched any of Dragon Ball Super yet. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I think I will. I think I will watch it eventually, but yeah. I don't want to say too much about it, but like, I think I will. I'll get there eventually. I'll get there. Okay, so I can still see the spider. That's a good sign. Okay, he hasn't gone anywhere. I hope that Charlotte isn't deciding to watch this live stream right now, because otherwise we'll be in trouble. Have I seen What We Do in the Shadows? Yes, I have. I have Wasteland Gypsy. I have seen it, and it's brilliant. It's really funny. Well, that's good. I'm glad you were able to make it, Alex. It's good to see everyone that has been able to make it. How do I get my internet speed so clean for streaming here in Oz? Streaming is so hard because of internet speeds. Yeah, so I do have fiber here. I do have fiber, but I'm over Wi-Fi at the moment, so I'm using the fiber. Went all over the place then. 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so it's like it's slightly faster, but it's a little bit more touch and go. But it seems to be okay, right? And I'm actually surprised because I've never really streamed over Wi-Fi before. Actually, that's a lie. I used to do that in Toronto all the time, and that was okay. So yeah, I guess with this Linksys adapter that I've got, it's actually okay. It's definitely better. It's so much faster when you're on cable, but yeah. But other than that, I'm not sure. Will I do a Stellaris playthrough? I've got Stellaris, but I've never actually played it myself. Purely just because I feel like Europa Universalis, all of those types of games, they take a little while to learn, and I just haven't had the time to kind of put into it to do that. So yeah, that's unfortunate that your guys' internet isn't as good in Australia. I guess because New Zealand's smaller, we can run out fiber easier. So yeah. Chase, that's definitely an idea. Like I was watching something about Dead Space recently, and I was just like, oh, that's something that I want to go back to because I want to be able to do more horror role plays for Rycon After Dark. You know, the slightly, I guess you'd say, more mature horror content on the channel. So I feel like Dead Space is a good option to go for, right? So that's something that we might end up looking into. So yeah, Spider for the next roleplay character. Oh shit, he's gone. No, he's still there. Okay, that's good. Okay, you stay there, Mr. Spider, please. Please. I want to see if we can actually... This is the bit where the spider jumps out. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. So I'll have to try and find him later. Oh dear. No one tell Charlotte. No one tweet at her. No one hit her up on Facebook or on Instagram. No one do that, please. Please. Or we doomed. Yeah. Well, we are getting up towards the end of the town hall. If you do have any other questions, please do fire them at me now. I'll do my best to try and answer them. So yeah. Henry, am I a trained voice actor? No, I've just loved voices my entire life. I've loved accents and different styles and voice, and I've just imitated voices my entire life. So I never really intended to be doing what I'm doing now, but it's certainly helped. And I think that's the best thing. It's just like it's starting with imitation and then creating something new, almost. Let's see. Is it that you like getting scared, or you're not scared easy? Well, no. I like horror games, especially for role playing, because usually the character is scared, right? The character feels fear, and so it's almost easier to feel the character's emotions in those scenarios because you get scared yourself. Like my Outlast roleplays are some of my favorite because I feel like they're some of the best reactions I've given because they're all real reactions. I'm feeling them, the character's feeling them, so yeah, it works out well. I think the spider is going to make a guest appearance. It's going to be on my tombstone, more likely. Yeah. Let's see, what do we have? Big question, without spoiling anything. Will there be more players introduced in New Zealand? Potentially, in the next season, there might be. Stay tuned on that one. That's a maybe. We'll see. Zelda, I am 29. I'm going to be turning 30 this year. I feel like that's a good milestone to be hitting. So, yeah. Dan, I did see The Last Jedi. I won't say what I think about it until I'm about to sign off. Until we reach almost the 1 hour mark. Then I'm going to say what I thought about The Last Jedi, and then I'm going to cut the stream. Just so that there isn't a huge amount of debate that comes up from that. Yeah. Nightmind. Okay, Nightmind. I haven't heard of him before, but I will check him out. There we go. I haven't done any live-action roleplay before. No, I haven't, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm certainly not opposed to it. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, Zakad, with Charlotte, when I used to record Doom when we were back in Toronto, I did get some weird looks for sure when I came out. So yeah. Walker, we'll make sure that I wish you a happy birthday on the 17th. We're getting close to that. I haven't ever played the Thief trilogy. I know they're very good games. But I haven't actually played them myself, so there we go. Well, as you know, we are coming up towards the end of the town hall. Now, all of you amongst the chat that are patrons, if you haven't seen already, I did make a post on Patreon and on the town hall text part of the Discord. We're going to be doing our chat after this, so make sure that you find that link and click on it. We're going to be doing it through Google Hangouts instead, so it's going to be a little different to what you're used to, but it should be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm going to go over to the regular town hall channel to make sure that there isn't anyone lingering, so that we can all have our little lowdown chat. I don't know why I did that with my eyebrows. That's weird. Don't do that. No, not going to do that anymore. I'd love to do a cosplay of Leon. I'd love to do a cosplay sometime. I don't know where the hell I'd get big silver armor from though. Yeah, I feel like I could do his eye and the scars and stuff like that easy enough, but yeah, I don't know where I get the armor from, unfortunately. Louise, I would love to do a Dark Souls roleplay. I've talked to some of you about it before, but I would love to do a roleplay, starting with Dark Souls 1, doing a big story that goes the whole way through it. I mean, it'd be awesome. I'd absolutely love to do it. We are going to be wrapping things up here, though. I usually do the Patreon list, but that list is getting quite long, so I'm not going to be doing it here. But what I am going to be doing is thanking every single one of you who has become a patron, who has continued being a patron, because you do make this possible. I know a lot of YouTubers talk about how much they love their patrons, how much they help make the content, and it's true. It really is true, because it's been a hell of a tumultuous year on YouTube for anyone who does this to survive, and yeah, this is what I do to survive, and you really make it possible for me to keep on breathing. So you make the survival mode that is life that little bit more possible, and make me, able to create this content. So thank you all, as always, and I am going to see you on that hangout afterwards, so please do pop along, and we're going to have a good old chat. But we're going to be wrapping things up here. Everyone, Legion, you've been amazing, as always. It's good seeing everybody in this new year, and this is going to be a good year for the channel. It's going to be good. There are some good things on their way. I want to be optimistic about YouTube this year. Think it's going to be good. Think it's going to be grand. Nick, happy birthday. For anyone else that has a birthday in January, happy birthday for them, from myself, Leon, and everyone else on the channel. But we're going to be wrapping things up here, though. I've been Rycon. You have all been awesome, and until next time, stay tuned. Now, this is the bit where my hand is still up in the air and not on the mouse, and I can't actually click off because I don't have anything hotkeyed to make myself disappear. So I'm going to go ahead and disappear. But again, thank you. It's been awesome hanging out. It always is. And things went well this time. Next time that we're having this chat, I'm going to be back in my regular setup. Things will be looking well. I won't be in my new place then, but I'll be on my way to it. So, yeah. Thank you all for coming along.